Guys, okay, I am expecting a few more people, but I would like to just get going because that I think would just be perfect. So we are going to be doing another lovely restorative session this month, should I say. And our restorative Pilates is about just that, about literally giving ourselves an hour to do some gentle, therapeutic, sometimes a little bit of movement, sometimes holding a restorative pose, and just letting our body respond to that. It's all about calming the nervous system, healing and restoring. So I'm going to get you to begin by coming to lay down on your back. Now, hopefully you've got a little pile of props. So here I've got cushions and all sorts of different things going on. And what I'm going to get you to do first of all is get your biggest pillow or cushion that you've got. And let me just bring my screen down. And then when you're laying on your back, I'd like you to just bring the cushion and squeeze it between your feet and your bum. Okay, let your arms just relax to your sides. So it's just going to give you a little bit of a squeeze. Do you know what I'm going to say? This is probably someone ringing me about this class. Shall I answer it? I think I will quickly. Hold on. Hello? Hello? No. No, I sent it in a great big email. Have you looked at I sent it yesterday. It says Angie Ward. It's the Angie Ward Pilates newsletter one, and it's at the bottom of that. I'll see. Okay, I'll see if I can send it to you. Okay, bye. Oh, we'll get there in the end, won't we? We will. Gwyneth, hello to you, my lovely. So guys, you're going to come and lay down on your back, and you're squeezing your pillow just between your feet and your bottom. I'm just going to see if I can send this. Oh dear. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. 2 seconds, everyone. All right, so we're squeezing our little cushion towards our bottom. Good, so you just got that sense of that softness there. Let your arms just relax to your sides. Let's just begin by taking a couple of really lovely deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Good. And again, in through the nose and out through the mouth. And you can actually let that breath flow in through the nose and out through the nose if you prefer. I'd like you just to do a little scan and allow your body to soften, to give way. The idea of today's session is that we allow ourselves to relax into ourselves, relax into the floor, relax into our bodies, to allow stress and tension to be released. And sometimes it's just a question of giving ourselves the time to do just that. Hello, Marilyn. If you just get a nice big pillow and just squeeze it between your feet and your bottom. All right, nice. And then I'm going to get you just to allow your pelvis to do a gentle tilt forward and back. So you're going to imprint your spine and then roll your pelvis forward. So just coming into a little bit of a pelvic tilt here. And just notice that when you imprint your spine, your lower back is melting into the floor. I want you to feel that it's just pressing but melting into the floor. And then when you roll your pelvis forward, a sense of gently lengthening into your belly as your back arches. So we imprint, and then we roll the pelvis forward and allow the belly to lengthen. Really good. I'm just going to get you to continue with that gentle rocking motion. Moving on your breath. And just tuning into the sensations that you're experiencing in your body today. Really nice. So in a moment, I'm going to just invite you to introduce a little bit of movement with your arms, which is going to allow us to release a little bit into our shoulders as well as into our spine. So when you're imprinting your spine, your palms are just resting into the floor. And then roll your pelvis forward, you're going to raise your arms to the ceiling. And then you're going to lower your arms back down to the floor as you imprint your spine. So there's just that lovely sense of flow as you move on your breath. Really nice. I'm going to get you to keep going there. All right, nice. So we can use this type of class for pain management, for recovery from injury, to manage ongoing conditions, to improve our overall mobility and flexibility, our sense of well-being, even to help to improve our sleep patterns. We're doing movements today that target our joints, our soft tissue, our fascia. Really nice, good. If you feel that your arms will float further back overhead, go even further back with those arms, and then allow them to slowly come back down to your sides. And just knowing here that we are stretching through our front line of fascia, mobilizing through the spine, mobilizing into our joints, our shoulders, should I say. Very nice. I'm going to get you to hold the last one back. Just allow the rib cage to softly flare, the back to gently arch. Just notice how far back do your arms go comfortably. And then let your arms just settle back down to your sides as your back just gently connects into the floor. And just notice what that feels like for you. Really nice. And then we're going to raise the arms to the ceiling. I'm just going to come back around. And you're going to bring your palms together in prayer. So you're just pressing the palms together. So your fingertips point straight up to the ceiling. Again, you've got that little cushion that's just between your feet and your bottom, and you're just letting that just kind of squidge in towards you. And then you're going to reach your fingertips up towards the ceiling and feel your shoulders peel off the mat, and then settle your shoulders back down. And as we lift the shoulders up, this is called protraction. And as you lower the shoulders down, it's called retraction. So we're retracting the shoulder girdle. And this is all to help us get really good movement patterns in our body. Next time you lower your shoulders, I'm going to get you to take your right arm overhead as your left arm comes down to your side. Then we scissor the other way. Good. And then you bring your hands back to prayer. Good. So we do a reach to the ceiling, drop the shoulders down, and then we do a scissor, right arm goes back, and then a scissor, left arm goes back. And we're just going to do that little sequence a few more times. Reach up, drop the shoulders down, right arm scissors back, left arm scissors back. Palms come back together. Nice. Reach. Use a lovely, gentle, rhythmical breath flow. Good. Now, next time we're going to add in a little release for the neck. So you're going to reach your fingertips up to the ceiling. Drop down. When the right arm goes back and the left arm is down by your side, hold. And now turn your head away from your arm that's by your ear. So you're turning your head away from the arm. Scissor the arms the other way and turn your head away from the arm that's overhead. Come back to center, palms pressed together. Reach. Release. Scissor the right arm back and turn the head to the left. Scissor the left arm back and turn the head to the right. Back to center. We're doing that little sequence twice more. Reach up. Release. Scissor the right arm back and turn the head. Scissor the left arm back and turn the head. Come back to center, palms touch. Reach. Release. Scissor. Scissor. Come back to center. Press the palms together. And then draw the prayer hands down just to rest over your heart. And then you're going to place your right hand on your chest and your left hand on your ribs. Let your elbows just relax there. So one hand is on your chest and one hand is on your rib cage. And first of all, I'd like you just to breathe deeply so that you can feel the breath moving your hand that's on your chest. Just feel your chest gently rising and falling with your breath. And then you're going to take the hand that's on your chest and rest it on your belly. And then I'd like you just to breathe into the hand that's resting on your rib cage. Feel your ribs gently expanding, rising and falling. Just going to tune in to the sensations we're experiencing. We're strengthening our mind-body connection. And the therapeutic, restorative movements and postures that we're working with today, slow and controlled, help to just improve not only our physical well-being, but also our mental, emotional well-being. We'll be tapping into our limbic system, which is our brain's emotional center. Also tapping into the stimulation of our vagus nerve, which is our gut-brain communication, which promotes parasympathetic nervous system dominance that enhances emotional regulation. And when we tap into our parasympathetic nervous system, it helps to process and release any stored trauma that we may be holding on to, even if we're not aware that we're holding on to it. Now, I'd like you just to bring the hand that's on your rib cage to also rest onto your belly with your other hand. And now just feel the breath into your hands as your belly softly rises and falls. Really nice. Okay, good. And then you're going to just let your arms relax to your sides. Marvelous. So next we're going to take our cushion or our pillow, whatever you've got. You might even want to fold it in half so it's really nice and thick and chunky. And you're just going to pop it between your knees. And your arms just resting to your sides. And then I just want you to simply squeeze your knees onto the cushion and release. So it's just a really small movement. And when you squeeze your knees into that cushion, first of all, you just may be aware of your inner thigh muscles just engaging a little bit right up into your groin. And when you squeeze your knees together, if you've got any tightness in your side hip muscles, you're just probably going to feel a gentle or subtle, not necessarily gentle, but more of a subtle activation around your side hips. So we're just doing that little gentle squeeze and release. We'll just do that about 4 more times. And then, good, really nice. I'm going to get you to keep your cushion between your knees, and you're going to ease yourselves gently over to lay on your side so that you're facing whatever way feels most comfortable for you, but obviously it'd be quite nice if you can see me. And you're going to tuck your knees in, and the knees are just squeezing onto that little cushion. And one hand is resting on top of the other. Okay, good. And first of all, I'm just going to get you to hold your top arm to the ceiling. The lower arm is resting on the floor. And then I'm going to get you just to pull your rib cage away from the floor and then lower the ribs back down. Good. And we're going to go again. You're going to pull the rib cage up and lower the rib cage down. So there's just a little tiny lift here with your side body. Hopefully you can all feel that. Keep the shoulders, neck and jaw relaxed. And as you pull the rib cage away from the mat, you may even feel a subtle activation around your core. Really good. We're just going to do that twice more. So we just draw up and release down. And again, we draw up and release down. And I'm going to get you to keep this top arm pointing to the ceiling. And now you're going to roll your knees until they're facing the ceiling as well. So you kind of come onto your back and then you roll your knees forward, but the arm is acting as a stabilizer. So you roll your knees to the ceiling and then roll the knees forward. Good, so some nice gentle rotation on your breath. Really good. Let's do that one more time. And then I'm going to get you to bring your knees back. Now bring your arm down. Keep your, and it doesn't matter if your hands aren't touching, so your hand might be higher up your arm, maybe even on your forearm. You're going to roll your knees to the ceiling. That's it, good. And then as you bring your knees to the floor, you take your arm to the ceiling. There we go, good. So as your knees come to the ceiling, your hand lowers to the lower arm. And then we rock back. Beautiful. Good. So this is a really nice variation of side laying open door. Normally we just use the arm and rotate the rib cage. So today we're just doing a little bit of movement into the lower body. Nice. Then we're going to take the arm to the back as we take the knees to the ceiling. And then we're going to bring the hand back and come all the way over. So now the arm is following the knees. Very nice. Good. Nice and gently moving on your breath. Long, slow, deep breaths. Very well done. And then I'm going to get you just to do one more, rotating as far to the back as feels good for you without force. And we're going to stay here with your arms spread wide. Eyes are just looking up towards the ceiling. And then you're going to allow your knees to drop all the way back over to the floor. So you're in that lovely spiral. And now make a little adjustment if you need to anywhere. So if you're not feeling comfortable, make a little adjustment. And then I'd like you to soften your gaze or close your eyes. And we're going to take 5 long, slow, deep breaths. Breathing in through the nose. Long, slow, deep breath. And then either exhaling through the nose or through the mouth. As you send your breath in and around your body, I'd like you just to do a little scan. Make sure that you aren't holding on to tension. Just allow that breath to ease your tension away. After the last deep, long, slow breath, just stay there for a few more moments and just notice how much ease do you feel in that position. Hopefully that's feeling nicely released. And then you're going to bring your knees to center. And we're either going to take the cushion away or you're going to use it under your hips if you prefer. So you can just pop it under your hips just so that you've got like a little bit of softness under your hips or a little bit of an incline if you wish. Really nice. And you can bring that right under the lower back if you want to. So it just feels really nice and comfortable. So you feel supported. And of course, don't forget that if you don't really need or want to use a cushion here, that's absolutely no problem. And then I'm going to get you to hug your right knee into your chest. So you're just hugging your right knee in. And then I'm going to get you to slide your left leg out long. And I'm just going to get you to hang out here. Just relax the shoulders, neck and jaw. Breathe into this open hip. Okay, good. And you can hold the knee to chest either on the top of your knee or underneath the knee, just wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then the straight leg, the left leg, is going to lift up towards the ceiling and lower slowly back down to the mat. So we're doing like a little hamstring stretch and hip opener combination. Lift the leg up. Feel the stretch in the back of the leg. And lower the leg back down. Lifting on the inhale, lowering on the exhale. And the breath can be in through the nose, out through the nose, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Now, next time that left leg is back down on the ground, the option here is to allow your right leg to be a little straighter. So maybe just lengthen that right leg towards the ceiling. And if that feels too tight, pop a little bit more of a bend back into that knee. So you've still got your hands wrapped around the back of the right leg to support it. Good. Then we're going to swing that left leg back up again. Swing back up. And gently lower down. So working into the hips and hamstrings. Trying to stay relaxed in the shoulders, neck and jaw. Just helping to soften our fascia to become a little bit more flexible and supple. Now, next time your leg is at the top, let's hold both legs up and hold under the back of both knees. Bend the heels into the bottom and lengthen the legs towards the ceiling. Bend the heels in and straighten both legs. Very nice. Good. Let's do that a couple more times. Bend the knees in. Straighten the legs. One more time. Bend the knees in. Straighten your legs. And then lower your left leg all the way back down to the mat. Good. Draw your right leg back in towards you. Okay, good. Now, you can either stay on this cushion and grab yourself another little prop, maybe another couple of cushions or a rolled up blanket or whatever you've got to hand, a block or something like that. Put it to your left side, to the left side of you like so.
And then we're going to gently roll this right knee over. So if you're actually laying on a cushion, you might want to take it away, or you'll just roll off a bit. And you're going to come and rest on your side and let your top leg just rest onto like a little pile of cushions. Good. So take a moment here to adjust yourself. I want you to be able to relax so there's no stress or strain in this restorative posture. You're just laying on your side. And I'm going to get you just to again soften your gaze or close your eyes and just allow your breath just to gently flow in and all around you so that you are completely letting go of stress and tension. Feel yourself softening, melting. Really nice. And just while we're going to stay here just for a little while now. So I'm going to get you just to stay here. And let's just for a few moments think about the feel-good hormones. So when we work in this way, tapping into the parasympathetic nervous system, essentially what we're doing is lowering our stress hormones, lowering our fight or flight responses in our body that tend to make us grip and hold on. And when we feel ourselves softening, relaxing, letting go, we have a release of our feel-good hormones into our body. So we have endorphins, which are our natural pain relievers. We have our dopamines, which are released when we're experiencing something that's pleasurable. We have serotonin, which helps to regulate sleep. It helps to regulate our mood, our appetite, and our digestion. So, of course, as we know, the parasympathetic nervous system is our rest digest system in the body. So it helps to regulate their digestive processes. And then oxytocin, which promotes feelings of trust and of connection. And that might be to others, trust with others and connection to others, but also quite importantly, that might be just something that we experience for ourselves, that we maybe get a greater sense of trust and connection with ourselves. So we adjust, staying here for maybe 1 or 2 more breaths. And then I'd like you to roll yourself gently back to center. Take your time. And then we're going to take our little cushion back between our knees again. Maybe just doubling up so it's nice and squidgy. Pop it between the knees. Good. And then I'm going to get you to go back to those little tiny squeezes, squeezing your knees together, pressing your knees into the cushion and releasing. And so again, it's just that little subtle work that we're doing into the muscles that surround the hip. So the adductors, which are your inner thigh muscles, are engaging onto the cushion. That works us a little bit into our groin. And then we feel the sensation of that in our side hip muscles. So again, if these side hip muscles are tight, they are just getting a little subtle lengthening as we press our knees into that cushion. just tuning into the sensation of that. Tune into what you're feeling, what you're experiencing. Very nice. And then in your own time, I'm going to just turn around so I can still see you. We are going to roll gently, gently over onto our other side. Rolling ourselves over onto our other side. Oh, with that nice little squidgy, plumpy cushion between the knees. Making yourself comfortable. Again, take your time. Adjust your props. I want you to, this is a restorative class, so it's about taking the time to use equipment to enhance your experience. So we've got that little prop between the knees here, and that just keeps the knees a little bit separated, which means there's less stress in this top hip here. Okay, good. And then we raise the top arm to the ceiling. This arm is extended, and then we just did that little tiny lift with the rib cage, and then allowed the ribs to drop back down. So we lifted the rib cage up, and as the ribs lift up, there's a gap here, and you just get that subtle activation into the waist and lower back down. Really good.
Hello, Scallywag.
Hello.
Hello. That's a good boy.
We just heard Fiona having a little kiss to her dog. I don't know how that happened. Okay, there we go.
All right, guys. So then we hold that arm up, relax the shoulders, let the waist. Do you know what I thought that was? It was so funny. I didn't realize that you were unmuted, Fiona. And I was looking out of my door thinking, oh my God, there's somebody's come in and they're talking to my dog. But it wasn't. It was you talking to your cat or your dog, not sure. Anyway, guys, from here, this arm stays up, the shoulders stay relaxed. And then we're going to roll the knees to point towards the ceiling. And then we'll roll the knees back to the mat. The arms help to keep you stable so you don't lose control. Getting this lovely little rotational movement around the hips and the spine. Good. So let's just continue with that one. Again, just tuning your movement into the rhythm of your breath. So there's no hurry. Everything is slow, mindful, calm and peaceful. And it also gives you the opportunity to really tune into the sensations that you're experiencing. So we get a little bit of more of a somatic experience. Good. Now, next time you drop your knees over, lower your top arm to rest on your lower arm. And then you're going to bring your knees towards the ceiling. And then you bring your knees over and the arm comes up. Oh, talk of the devil. Hello, you. And then you go over again. And then as we bring the knees to the floor, the arm goes to the ceiling. I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say about that dog. Okay, good. Now, hopefully, again, you can just feel that when you layer in this movement with your arm. You're feeling an awareness of what's going on around your chest, your shoulders, your upper back, as well as your rib cage, belly, hips, lower back. Very nice. Good. Love this little move, actually. Good. Nice. And then we're going to, as the knees come up to the ceiling, take the arm to the back. Good. And then bring the arm back over. And again. Very nice. Well done. Maybe even noticing if there's a difference in the sensation that you're experiencing, how this feels for you on this side compared to when you did this sequence on the other side. Really good. We're going to just do one more of these. And then next time I'm going to get you to hold your arm open to the back of the room. So we get that lovely stretch across your upper body. And then you allow your knees to drop back towards the floor and rest. Very nice. Looking up towards the ceiling. And then softening your gaze or closing your eyes. And just letting your breath flow in and around your entire body. And as you do a little scan as you breathe, notice anywhere where you feel you are holding on to yourself, where you are holding on to tension, where you may just find it maybe a little bit challenging to soften and let go. And just think about that. And just see if you can overcome almost that sort of need or desire to be holding on. Again, it comes back to that sense of trusting that it's safe to soften and let go. And then when you're ready, you're going to ease yourselves gently to come and lay on your back once more. All right, I'm just going to pivot myself back around. You can lay on your back once more. And again, if you wanted to get your little cushion under your hips, so you're resting your cushion under your lower back. Okay, good. You've got something nice and comfortable under your head, if you wish. Just settle into laying on your back for a moment and just feeling really comfortable. Making any little adjustments if you need to. Wally. Then you're going to hug your left leg in. So hug your knee into your chest. I think you did this last time, didn't you? Just picked up and just bring in you. One. You're going to hug that left knee in. Let's allow the right leg to extend. Okay, relax into the shoulders, neck and jaw. And then you're going to let that straight leg, that right leg, you're breathing into the hip. You're going to allow that leg to lift and lower. Hamstring stretch and hip opener. Swing the leg gently up. And lowering the leg gently back down. Just notice what that feels like in your lower back, in your hamstrings, in your hips. Good. Really nice. Again, it's really nice and slow and steady. And then next time you lower that right leg, you can allow your left leg just to extend a little bit. You don't want it to feel forced in the back of the hamstring, but you can just add that little bit of extension in here. Then you're going to lift and lower that right leg again. Keep the shoulders, neck and jaw relaxed. Really nice. And then next time you swing that leg up to the ceiling, you're going to catch hold of that leg as well. So you've got hold of both legs towards you, and then you bend and straighten. Good. So if you are a little bit tight in your hamstrings, that's why it's quite nice to sometimes incline your hips with a little something under the hips, because it does allow you to be a bit more released here into the back of the legs. And we don't want to be doing anything that feels too stressed or strained. We want to just be feeling able to relax, to soften and relax. Very nice, well done. Let's do that once more. And then extending the legs, the right leg drops back down to the mat. You hug the left knee back in. Then you're going to get your little stack of props over to your right side. So next to your right thigh, so that when you roll over, you've got a nice little stack that you can just support yourself on. Arms are either wide or over, just wherever you feel you want to be here. Make sure you take time. I'm just going to come over and talk to you up here. Make sure you take time to soften and relax and make sure you're entirely comfortable. Close your eyes, soften your gaze. And we're going to again go back into those 5 long, slow, deep breaths. And you're going to let those breaths flow in and around your entire body. Let the breath sweep through. And sweep the tension away. Just enjoy being still. Just enjoy being in a healing, restorative pose. Just feel yourself giving into that. Really nice. And then when you've done your 5 long, slow, deep breaths, just let your breathing return to a normal little breath flow. Again, just do a little scan just to notice how you're feeling. And then when you're ready, we're going to ease ourselves gently onto our backs once more. Really nice. And here, I'm going to get you just to choose where you want to place your props. So it might be that you want something really nice and comfortable under your head. You might want to slip your cushions under your back like we did before. Or you might want to just take a little stack of cushions and maybe just rest them under the back of your knees. So just anything that is just going to feel really comfortable and calming and relaxing for you. So if you love laying with your legs out a little bit straighter, that little bit of support under the knees is really delicious. If you prefer to have something under your lower back, you might like to have your knees bent, take your feet wider, and then just let your knees relax onto each other. So just take a little bit of time to choose a calming position, just to be in with your breath for the last few minutes as we come towards the end of the class. And I'm going to get you to place your hands gently back on your belly. I'd like you to send your breath right down into your abdomen. So again, you can just feel the gentle rising and falling of your breath in your belly. And just feel your belly moving underneath your hands. You may choose to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, or in through the nose and out through the nose. As you continue with that lovely, long, slow, deep, nourishing breath, bring one of your hands to rest on your rib cage. And then just being aware of the movement of your breath in the ribs. As well as in the belly. Then you're going to take the hand that's resting on your belly and let it rest onto your chest. Then I'd like you to feel the movement of your breath in your rib cage and in your chest. Feeling again your chest rising and falling under your hands with your breath. And then you can either just leave your hands resting where they are, or allow your arms to rest down to your sides. As you just observe the rhythm of your breath here at the end of the session, just like you to maybe just notice the quality of the breath, the depth of the breath. As you do a little scan through your body again, just maybe paying attention to how your body feels. and how you feel on a physical, mental, emotional place. And most importantly, hopefully we feel in a better place here at the end of the session than we did at the very beginning. So this is a lovely little go-to restorative class that you can use whenever you wish. When you're ready, I'd like you to blink your eyelids open, just observing your surroundings. And then just begin to move very slowly and gently. Maybe just a little movement with your feet or your knees or your legs or with your hands. With your arms. With your body, maybe gently rolling onto one side if you wish. Before easing yourselves gently around to sitting. Ah, very well done, everybody. I hope that felt very restorative and relaxing and restoring for you, even though it was a bit crazy at the beginning. And then a little bit of madness with the dog halfway through, you know what it's like. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be sending the recording by tomorrow. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. Lots of love. Take care.